We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Legato. I'm here to talk about my latest mod, GAIA. So GAIA started out as a Swarmfire. The Swarmfire was a blaster that came out back in 2010, part of a dart tag line. It came with darts that had Velcro X's on the end, and you were supposed to wear a vest and try and tag the other person by attaching your dart to their vest. But it wasn't that successful of a line. However, I've always loved the shape of this shell. This is one of the most creative Nerf shells, in my opinion, that they've ever released. They didn't just copy a real steel gun. It looks very, very sci-fi, which some of you guys know is personally my favorite style, is like sci-fi and video game weapons. So, of course, I had to get on painting this guy. As soon as I picked one up, I decided I was going to mod it and paint it. It is a full auto with a single trigger pull. Whoops. Apparently that's ready to fire. Full auto, single trigger pull. And, which is really nice because you don't have to rev. You just pull and you're ready for action. It is a turret style. It does not take a magazine, so you just feed darts right into the front. Turret style is really good for scavenging darts as opposed to having to carry a bunch of magazines. And it uses the same type of electronic Springer hybrid system that the Stampede uses. Well, not the same, but very similar. So the benefit to that is that you get consistency. As opposed to flywheels, when you're rapid firing, every time a dart passes through the flywheels, you're bogged down unless you have enough torque. So your second, third, fourth darts are not going to be as fast as your first. Whereas with a Springer, you're getting the exact same level of power each time it pulls back and releases. So consistency is always really nice. So all those things considered, you would think it would be a pretty amazing blaster, right? Oh, not really. Performance is subpar at best, so I decided to soup it up. What I did is I took it apart. The shell sections come apart really nicely. This entire section that's green comes apart from this bottom part. And I masked off certain sections, and then I went over all of this with a meadow green Rust-Oleum paint. After that, I went over that with acrylics with a color shift green to gold acrylic paint. And that's part of why this has this cool effect that really ties the gold in together with the darker green, is because depending on where you look at it, it changes from a light green to a gold. So it really makes the blaster pop. After that, I masked off all of the sections that I didn't want green because I did it as a base coat. And then I went over it with a gold paint, a Rust-Oleum metallic gold. After that, I demasked everything, took all my pieces back inside, and I removed the AR from the plunger assembly. I also added Teflon tape under the plunger rod and the O-ring, and I padded the head with a lot of padding because I added so much power to this. After that, I sealed the air tube, the air hole in the plunger tube, because there's a small hole that releases all the air, so I figured, why put all that work in if we're not going to retain the power, right? After we did that, I installed a fire strike spring from a small pistol that has about 3 times the torsion as the original Swarmfire spring. Yes, it's that bad. The Swarmfire spring you can compress with 2 fingers like that, with very little effort at all. So that was a substantial upgrade to the power. And it's also running on 16.8 volts, so significantly more power in terms of voltage than it originally had with its 9 volts that it was running. And I've noticed a really great increase in rate of fire as well as its distance. I'm getting roughly 5 to 6 starts per second. At the moment it just needs a clear coat, but I am really thrilled with how it came out. Let me know what you guys think. If I can get my hands on some of the other dart tag blasters, I would like to paint some of those in the same style. So keep your eyes peeled, I may be doing that in the future. And as always, if you guys liked the video, hit like, hit subscribe so you don't miss any more of my future videos. Thanks again for watching.